Hello everybody, and thanks for checking out another video here on my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to go through what is hopefully the first in a series of videos called Games I Play. I'm going to start off with a Facebook game. This is Marvel Avengers Alliance, winner of VGA Spike Award, or the Spike VGA Awards for 2012's Best Social Game. Also in there was another game that I play, the new SimCity one on Facebook. This does have some real-life currency in gold. However, you can get through the game without dropping any money on it because you do get gold as a reward. You also get the things you can turn gold into as a reward. Your currencies are silver, command points, which is for heroes, shield points, which is for getting stuff in a store, and training, and research. ISO 8, which is used in Spec Ops missions. You have this new thing called lockboxes, which is chances of winning comic book covers. Your typical energy bar, you see this in a lot of Facebook games. You also have a PvP energy bar, which is only about 5. Typically, you'll use about 10 energy per mission. And I have built up, as you can see here, a ton of energy refills. You get those a lot by visiting your friends, and when you visit your friends you will have 4 buildings to click on. Click on them and they'll pop out some rewards like ISO 8s, a mead horn, shield points, and even silver. Make sure you hit up all your friends once a day, otherwise you are throwing money and equipment out the window. If you visit a friend and quickly click through the buildings and go over to another friend before you collect everything, don't worry, it moves the items with you. So you would actually have 5 on the next screen if you didn't collect everything. So, moving on, the game has PvP and PvE. PvP is not what we know in a lot of MMO categories as PvP, so much as is what they call AFK PvP. Or player versus AFK player, PvAP. AFK PvP I think is more common, but I'll call it PvAP for the video. Maybe I'll start a trend. Stop trying to make fetch happen. Fetch isn't going to happen. So, taking a look at PvE first, you can do chapters inside of stories. Well, missions inside of chapters. And starting over here at the first one, when you go through a mission in a chapter, you get a star reward depending on how well you did and what you did. And then you can go right back, but it'll up the level of it a little bit. So you can do this like level 1 through 3, and then if you go back, it might say, hey, recommended level 4. You want to go through the missions in each chapter and try to get 5 stars, and if you have a character, you can unlock a premium at the end. If you get 5 stars in everything, they give you a big reward, which is a golden weapon. These weapons will level up and power up with the agent, unlike some things that are set in power when the agent comes across them and then never moves unless you reforge. For this one, you need the Incredible Hulk to do the premium mission. I don't have him. However, here in Chapter 2, you need Iron Man for the premium mission, which I do have. As you can see, I've gone through a couple of these again, and like this one with Bullseye over here, I'm fairly close to getting another star, so I might do that one. This one's really far away. That one's fairly close. So, and as you can see here, Golden Tonfa is the end for this one. This one needs Spider-Man, Golden Screaming Eagle, Screaming Eagles, Wolverine over here, and War Machine over here. And this is actually the one I'm going to do next. You will occasionally encounter these things called Spec Ops. These are limited time missions that run for a few weeks. Time runs out. Then there are no Spec Ops for a few weeks, and then they'll start again. They have different rewards depending on how well you do with the tasks. As you can see here, complete 4 to unlock at 13. You get kind of a little cheesy item, and then you get some decent weapons that will upgrade along the way, and then eventually you'll get a character at the end of it if you go all the way through. I've never gone all the way through. I've made it up to maybe about this level once, usually this level. So that's PvE. You will also have tasks along the side over here. For example, complete a 1-star mastering Chapter 6 Mission 1. And this one will be used Mockingbird in combat 6 times. I've already done it 3. defeat 4 AIM scientists in the Spec Ops, or I can just finish it now for gold. In terms of what you can use your currencies for, you can use the command points to buy additional heroes. You have some cheapies like Cyclops that almost everybody gets early on, to the ultra expensives of Deadpool and Psylocke. You can see Psylocke is brand new. She's at 135. Here is Deadpool, who is absolutely hysterical, as you would like to think he would be. He hits you with a laptop. He'll give you a thumbs up and say, I like this guy. He's 135, so he's pretty expensive. You can drop gold over to these currencies, so you could actually drop some money into gold and then convert the gold to getting heroes. In the store, you will be spending your silver and your shield points to get items. Some items are premium where you can only spend gold. You have things like weapons and gadgets, uniforms for your generalist that convert them out of a generalist. You have supplies and you have resources, and a lot of these tend to be, this is where you find a lot of the PvP only items. Now, for player versus player or AFK PvP, when you are doing PvP, you set your team, and if you're sitting at your PC and you hit attack if a season was going on, you're fighting another human player's characters, but not the human player in control of them. That's why it's called PvP. I would be sitting here with my team of the Torch of America, and I would be fighting some other person's heroes, but the computer's controlling them, not the other person. This is the team that I've used recently, and it was really, really good in PvP. In directed PvP, where I was controlling them, they were also pretty solid. My original team was Team Up the Irons. Iron Fist and Iron Man. A Scrapper and a Blaster. Basically, these were late gamers. They were designed to be more in the mid to end game, heavy amounts of damage. Iron Fist would buff himself with the heart of Shu Lao every turn, buffing his stats. And he would try to get anybody that he would get a double attack off of, which was occasionally an infiltrator. Most often an invisible woman. I used him to punch through her shields a lot. And he would... You rarely encountered Bruisers, however, his damage was worth hitting anybody. Even Blaster to Blaster. 3 or 4 stacks of Unibeam focus was really strong. These guys didn't do too well, though, when my players were AFK and the computer was controlling them. Probably because it was not really using Iron Fist's heal effectively. So I created Team Up the Irons because I figured, hey, everybody uses the Human Torch. Let me give it a try. And I've read some guides recommending that World War II Captain America was fantastic, and it turns out these guys will bring me up in rank and win a lot of battles for me when they're being directed by the AI. Now, you see roles here like Blaster and Tactician. Let's go ahead and explain these. These are the rock, paper, scissors of Marvel Avengers Alliance, or if you've ever done the Fire Emblem games, like archers are good against flying, flying is good against knights, knights against archers, mages, whatever. Blasters. Well, your agent is generally a generalist, although you can equip him with different suits that will change him to whatever class you want. Type 1 in the game is Blasters, aka the glass cannons of the game. And if you've ever done Pokemon, which I haven't really done a whole lot of, but a little bit, these are kind of the Pikachus of the game. Blasters will ignore the defense of Bruisers and generally score critical hits against them. Tacticians are strong against Blasters. They will get an extra turn when attacking Blasters. And this is an in-control turn that they get. You get to choose your ability in the extra turn. So, if like Hawkeye, the player or the character has a quick action already, you can stack it up to 3 times. He can pinpoint target Iron Man, which gives him another attack. He can trick arrow him to stun him, and then he can sure shot or hit the entire opposing team. And this holds true for PvE. The mobs you fight in PvE have classes, so set your team up wisely. You have warning in PvE what you're going to face. You don't in PvP. Next, we have Infiltrators, kind of the stealthy, ninja-y, roguey people in Marvel Avengers Alliance. These guys will get bonuses to counterattack if they attack tacticians or are hit by tacticians. If Hawkeye was to aim at Black Widow and hit her, Black Widow would gain the chance to counterattack and they get combat reflexes, which increases their accuracy. Up next is the Bruisers, which are kind of the tanks of the game. Some of them can hit pretty hard, like She-Hulk. She is a pretty tough hitter. A good thing for her is burst of speed, motion granating somebody, which can stun them, and then stomping them, which does extra damage if the mob gets stunned. So she can kind of burn through her stamina pretty quickly, but she can do some massive damage, especially as you see here, stacked with attack. Colossus is not very impressive in the damage, but he's fairly low level. He really only has steel fists. Maybe when he levels up and gets decimate, he'll be good. But these guys are basically meant to have high health, high stamina, high defense, average attack, and usually not good in accuracy and evasion. The last but not least is the Scrappers. Scrappers will be able to get a uncoordinated second attack against Infiltrators. By that example, I can Iron Fist the Black Widow, and then it would automatically... Oh, that sounds pretty raunchy, doesn't it? I can Iron Fist her. And then he'll follow up with the Kunlun combo. You don't get to choose that, it happens. These guys are weak against Bruisers, though, and Bruisers will basically Hulk up or enrage if attacked by a Scrapper. So we've got some famous blasters in Iron Man and the Human Torch and Doctor Strange, especially in his modern Doctor Strange outfit. And he's also pretty common in his Doctor Strange Tactician. You've got some Tacticians in Captain America, Cyclops, and Hawkeye. You've got some Infiltrators in Black Widow. Some Bruisers in She-Hulk, another Tactician, another Infiltrator. Hulk can be a Bruiser or a Scrapper. Don't see him too much in PvP, but occasionally, sometimes you'll see this Phoenix, this Blaster Phoenix. Nightcrawler is the suck for everything that I've read. Spider-Man is an Infiltrator. He is pretty good in PvP, especially when he's in the Future Foundation suit. The Thing is used occasionally. Usually he's used in his Future Foundation suit, which I think that makes him look kind of funny. Wolverine has gotten really common in PvP lately. I've seen a lot of them. I occasionally see a Quicksilver, occasionally see a Deadpool, but surprisingly he's not too bad to contend with. There's a Hercules, we've got a Ghost Rider, Beast, another Generalist, Psylocke. I actually fought 2 Psylocke yesterday. One was handled very well, one was handled rather poorly. Magneto kicked my ass when I encountered him. X-23, Captain Britain, Wasp, and the new Spec Ops, Goliath, Hank Pym, Ant-Man, I think was another one for him. Giant Ant-Man, something like that. I only sort of know my Marvel universe. I like it a little bit better than the DC universe. So there you go. There is Marvel Avengers Alliance. Fun game on YouTube. Definitely check it out. It's certainly a time waster and definitely beneficial to check in once a day. Collect your stuff. Even if you log in once a day, send your people out on missions and then don't do anything. Still worth your time. So, hope you enjoyed this video and enjoy the game.